Did you know that the first sample of insulin was isolated from the pancreas of a dog? That's right. And there's also the story behind the first human to ever receive an insulin shot. Watch this video to know about some of the jaw-dropping facts about insulin you probably never knew. Without any further delay, let's begin. Number 1. You can be both diabetic and have high insulin levels in the body. Insulin is an essential hormone that plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels of the body. It is produced by the pancreas and released into the bloodstream in response to rising blood sugar levels. When the pancreas isn't able to produce enough insulin, our body isn't able to regulate blood sugar levels. As a result, our body starts flushing out extra sugar with urine, and that's why frequent urination is one of the major symptoms of diabetes. But do you know that diabetes is not always due to low insulin levels? It can also be due to a phenomenon known as insulin resistance. This happens when the body starts losing its ability to respond to insulin. It means that insulin may not be as effective as it should be to regulate sugar levels. Although it can be due to many reasons, the point is, our body keeps trying to make more insulin to lower sugar levels. So eventually, a person can be diabetic and have high insulin levels in his body at the same time. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. If you find our videos helpful, please support us by becoming a patron. Number 2. The word diabetes is not named after sugar. Originally, diabetes got its name from urine, not sugar. In fact, this word is derived from the Greek word diabenein, which means siphon, to pass through, or to urinate. In the 17th century, the word mellitus was added to this term, meaning sweet. So the whole word diabetes mellitus means sweet urine. Number 3. Who discovered insulin? Insulin was first discovered nearly a century ago, in 1921, by Canadian researchers Frederick Banting and Charles Best. They were able to extract a hormone from the pancreas of a dog that they think could lower blood sugar levels. However, this kind of insulin was not as pure as it is nowadays. Although some animal tests were successfully done, no one was sure if they should do human trials. Number 4. The first human to receive an insulin shot. Another fact about insulin that you probably didn't know was that the first human test of insulin was conducted in 1922 on a 14-year-old boy named Leonard Thompson, who was suffering from severe diabetes. Actually, it was both a test and a desperate measure to save the life of a 14-year-old boy. Leonard's health was rapidly deteriorating, and he was not expected to live much longer. It is also said that special permissions from competent authorities and the court were taken to administer the first dose of insulin, only for this particular case. Anyhow, the test was successful, and the boy started getting better. Both Banting and Best were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1923 for their discovery. Eventually, in 1936, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved insulin for commercial production and distribution. Number 5. High insulin levels in your body can make you obese. Insulin helps your body store fat by promoting the uptake of glucose from the bloodstream and facilitating its conversion into triglycerides or fats. When insulin levels are high, your body is more likely to store excess calories as fat, instead of burning them for energy. Having high insulin levels for a prolonged time can cause insulin resistance, which invites more insulin into the body to regulate sugar levels. It not only tends to increase the conversion of sugars into fats, but also makes it more difficult to convert fats back into sugars when the body needs energy from them. And perhaps that's why people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance often find it very hard to lose fat. Number 6. Insulin therapy is not a cure for diabetes. Another thing about insulin that might surprise you is that insulin is not an absolute cure for diabetes. It just helps people with type 1 or type 2 diabetes to manage their symptoms. Moreover, not everyone takes the same variety of insulin. Insulin dose and insulin types are different for different people, depending on their condition or severity of the disease. Number 7. Insulin is not just used to treat diabetes. While insulin is primarily used to treat the symptoms of diabetes, it has other medical uses as well. For example, insulin is sometimes used to treat people with the symptoms of hyperkalemia, or high potassium levels in the body. This is mainly because insulin helps to lower potassium levels by promoting the movement of potassium from the blood into cells. Insulin is also sometimes used as a part of treatment to stimulate growth in children with acute growth hormone deficiency. This condition can arise due to problems with a part of the brain known as the hypothalamus, which stimulates growth hormones and helps children to grow. Now let's see how insulin is produced in our body. Insulin is produced in the pancreas by specialized cells called beta cells. These cells are located in the islets of Langerhans, which are clusters of cells scattered throughout the pancreas. When blood sugar levels rise, such as after a meal, beta cells release insulin into the bloodstream. Insulin triggers the cells in the liver and beneath our skin to convert sugars into fats. And mainly that's the reason why fats are mostly deposited on the liver and under the skin, especially on the belly. Commercially, insulin is usually produced using recombinant DNA technology. This involves inserting the human insulin gene into a host organism, such as a bacterium or yeast. The host organism is then used to produce large quantities of insulin, which can be purified and packaged for use as medication. What is the future of insulin therapy? While insulin therapy has been a game changer in the treatment of diabetes, ongoing research is focused on developing new treatments that go beyond insulin therapy. These treatments aim to address the underlying causes of diabetes and restore normal insulin function in the body. Let's learn about two common types of insulin therapy. Number 1. Gene therapy. In recent years, researchers have made significant progress in developing gene therapies for diabetes. One study showed that gene therapy could improve insulin production in people with type 1 diabetes. The study used a harmless virus to deliver a gene responsible for insulin production to the liver, where it could produce insulin in response to rising blood sugar levels. Although more research is needed, hopes are high for its success. Number 2. Stem cell therapy. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells that have the potential to develop into different types of cells in the body. Scientists are exploring the use of stem cells to generate new beta cells that can produce insulin, which could potentially provide a long-term cure for diabetes. One promising approach is using stem cells to create insulin-producing cells that can be transplanted into the pancreas. In recent years, researchers have made significant progress in this area. One study showed that transplanting insulin-producing cells derived from stem cells could reverse diabetes in mice. Fingers crossed. Artificial pancreas. Artificial pancreas devices are another promising area of research. These devices combine continuous glucose monitoring technology with insulin pumps to provide automated blood sugar control. This technology has the potential to greatly improve diabetes management and reduce the risk of complications associated with poorly controlled blood sugar levels. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.